I'm Mark Lack, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Shorten the Gap. We help entrepreneurs and professionals develop personal brands that help position themselves as the authority and go-to person on a certain subject and niche. And then from there, create the authority and the monetization components behind how to actually make money from becoming an influencer and a thought leader. And so there's a big disconnect that a lot of people have when they think that they have to just get a bunch of followers, but that doesn't mean that they actually have tangible ways of monetizing those followers and really creating trackable impact and a real business behind that. So that's what we help people do, is become the authority, impact millions, and make millions.
I love it. Now, with your current knowledge, what would your shortcut to success be? So if you were to start back from zero, how would you get to where you are now? What would you do first?
First thing I would do is probably focus a lot more on partnerships. I focused a lot on developing my network back in the day, which is probably the first thing you have to do anyways to get to having more partnerships. And so back in the day, what I would do with networking is I would get somebody over here that I would meet, and there was really nothing that I could do for them, but I could connect them with this other person that I met who could do something for them. And then when I connected the two of them together, they would exchange value, and that would be reflected upon me making a connection. And so a lot of the times when you're getting started in networking, you think, well, I can't provide value to that person, so I am not going to talk to them because it devalues it. It's embarrassing, right? Like, all I'm going to do is ask Gary Vaynerchuk for a photo and that's it. I have nothing else I can do. I'm just going to try and take a photo with him instead of give him something. And so what I did early on was I would always connect different people that I would meet. And so I would go and network with everybody I could, not for myself, but so that I could connect them. And then once I got smarter, I started connecting people and getting a percentage of the money that they would make. And that's just basically called brokering the deal. And
Hmm.
there's literal job titles: healthcare broker, insurance broker, mortgage broker. So brokering the deal is actually a job that you can get in society. And all you can do is become a connector and a facilitator of value and get basically a broker commission. And so, every year I still do this, just at a much higher level now. I'll make multiple six figures a year on the side just because I have such a big network now of clients and partners and friends that I'm constantly doing this at a much higher level. So my advice would be, early on, be more confident to ask for the commission, because I spent probably 2 years of my life connecting people and never asking for any money compensation. And so once I started to ask, instantly I received it. And now, after doing it for 5 years, multiple six figures a year, literally from no-brainer emails and text message introductions where I'm like, hey, Chris, meet Bob. Hey, Cheryl, meet Susan. And like, they do a deal together, and those deals keep getting bigger as I get bigger. But that's what I would do if I started over, is continue to connect people the way that I did, but don't wait 2 years to ask for compensation.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the networking, how would you go about it so that you can meet somebody, keep them on the back burner, so that when you do know somebody that could use their value, to actually connect them? How do you
So it's
keep that?
very easy. Everything I'm saying basically is basic stuff that you can do without having to use any of your own assets or capital or anything other than your time and your energy. Because the one thing you have when you're starting out is you have a lot of time and energy, and other people have a lot of money. And so you're trying to shift over and have more money. And so that's what a lot of people are willing to do. And then the ironic thing is that then when you have a lot of money, you're simply trying to buy back your time and your energy. So it always ends up being this crazy paradox that we live in. But one of the ways that you can do this is you go into Google Excel spreadsheets. Like, you can open up Google Documents, which is absolutely for free as long as you have a Gmail, which is for free. And then you can use Google Excel spreadsheets, and you can honestly do it on a sticky note, a piece of paper. But Google Excel spreadsheets makes it very easy to organize. And you just write down, the name of the person, where you met the person, when you met the person, what's their phone number, what's their email, what's some fun little information and facts about the person. Oh, they're married with 2 children and their kids are Chris and Joe, and the wife's name is Susan. And then he's an accountant, he's a construction worker, he's a network marketer, he's a professional speaker, he's a New York Times bestseller. And then I have in an Excel spreadsheet all of that information. And so as I get somebody's business card, maybe I'll write a little information on it, or we'll take a photo together, or I'll take a little, note on my phone, and then I'll go into my Excel spreadsheet and I'll add it in there. And then before you know it, after a few years of doing this, you have hundreds, maybe even thousands of people in an Excel spreadsheet. And then what you can do is you can highlight each one by the industry. So now the blue people are accountants, the green people are in marketing, the red people are in, whatever, real estate. And now you've got it categorized by color. And then it's very easy to go look at it and say, oh, I just met this new guy, Steve, who's in real estate. Let me go look at my Excel spreadsheet and find everybody who's in real estate and see if there's any good connections. Or maybe he needs to connect with somebody in accounting to start saving some taxes, whatever it is. And so it's a very easy way to organize, get it out of your head, put it on a sheet of paper, take down when their birthday is, and then you can even set up an automated system with an outsourced virtual assistant company where they go in there and they look, and every time somebody has a birthday, the automated outsourced virtual assistant will automatically send a birthday card to the person's address if you have it, or a digital birthday card to their email, which should be on there as well. So this whole thing can be automated, and it becomes really powerful as you start to build out your network.
There we are. That is definitely a shortcut right there. I've never thought about that. That's going to come in so handy. And you're never doing any guesswork. And
it's extremely powerful. And it's something that has a compounding momentum effect. As you do it for year 1, it becomes exponentially more powerful in year 10, because your network starts to become bigger, and then you have more things to connect. Like Amazon is much more lucrative and successful today because it has over 250 million SKUs than when they only sold digital books. So as your network gets bigger, then this process becomes much more effective.
There we go. I love it.
Yeah.
That is a shortcut that's going to change people's lives right there.
Good.
Perfect.
Changed my life. It made me a millionaire in my 20s.
There we are.
That's one reason. There's many other reasons. Probably a lot of the books behind me, but
that probably has a helping hand.
Yeah. You just got to keep learning so that you can, that's one piece of advice. I have a lot more. And that's because I've learned from so many great mentors, and my heartfelt wish is that I get to be a mentor to other people and help them, because so many great mentors in these books behind me and other people that I've had the privilege to meet have changed my life, and I'm passing it on.
That's exactly why I want to do this. A lot of people, I'm grateful that I have people like yourself or Manny Lopez or Dan Henry on my Facebook, so I can ask. A lot of people, they overanalyze things, and then they just stop and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go work at McDonald's or whatever. And
yeah. And hey, if you need to have a job to make money to pay your bills, that's fine. But just know that a job is 9 to 5. What are you doing from 5 to midnight, right? That's a whole nother job. And so a lot of times people just make excuses, and they don't have a big enough reason why they're going to create a better life for themselves. The good news is, like you said, Facebook is free. You can connect with anybody in the world. YouTube videos are for free. And a lot of the ways that I highly advise people get started when they're learning is to focus on getting all the education for free. Don't make the excuse that you don't have the money to buy the course. A lot of the courses actually suck. Some of the best information is in books, but as you can tell, you have to read hundreds of books to really, pick up all the different things and then recognize the patterns of what make people successful. And then once you recognize the patterns of success, you gain clarity. And then from there, you need to have motivation and commitment and a plan, and you got to take massive action. But at the end of the day, you can start with $0 in your bank account and achieve any life that you want. All the information is already online. You just have to get access to it.